Kids love their snow days, parents not always so much a lot of the time. But now a North Dakota legislative committee is talking about changing things up by replacing the traditional weather cancellations instead with virtual learning days. Right now, each school district decides for itself. There's no state law on how many virtual learning days students can or cannot have. The committee now gathering data about commuting in winter weather, how effective virtual education is, and what virtual days mean pay-wise for hourly employees. We've all seen the community fundraisers to help someone cover the costs of a medical crisis, like undergoing cancer treatment or a serious accident putting you in the hospital. But now the Biden administration is announcing a major initiative to protect Americans from mounting medical debt. Plans now in the works to develop federal rules barring unpaid medical bills from affecting patients' credit scores. It aims to help tens of millions of people whose medical debt makes it hard to get a job, rent an apartment, or secure a car loan. The White House says too many people end up giving up their homes and even rationing food and other essentials in order to pay.
We want to come to an agreement that is fair for both sides.
In local news this morning, the North Dakota Education Fact-Finding Commission now looking for a way to end the impasse between the Fargo Teachers Union and the school district over a new labor contract. The committee met in Fargo last night, gathering input from teachers, school officials, and even the public. The two sides are at odds over salary and prep time, mainly for elementary teachers.
It is disheartening, especially when we have around us two very big districts that have been able to come to agreement. And when there are disagreements, they are solved quickly. And so it is disheartening.
The Fact-Finding Commission says they plan to issue their report by October 2nd. After that, everyone will have to meet at least once to review those recommendations. Time now for a look at our storm team forecast as we send things over to meteorologist Tiffany Sabano this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Ashlyn, and happy Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. We are dry in Fargo on this Friday morning, 65 degrees. So you're not going to need the umbrella this morning in Fargo, but I would take it with you, leave it in the car because you may need it later on today, depending on when you're heading home. Grand Forks, you will need the rain gear this morning, 58 degrees. It has been raining over the past couple of hours. And here's a look at our Doppler radar and some of the cloud cover. We do have that rain, that lighter rain west of Fargo, impacting Ellendale up into Jamestown. It's spotty up toward Devil's Lake, but it is present. And the steadiest of the rain still from Grand Forks and points northward into parts of Minnesota. We're talking about Thief River Falls, still seeing that rain. A couple of lightning strikes showing up as well. And the rain gets a little bit heavier up toward I-29 near Grafton and Hallock. Today, we have a wide range in temperatures expected once again, all thanks to that front that is stalling out across the region. 60s north of the front, and we do expect mid and upper 70s south of it. So Fargo, another warm day, 78 degrees. Grand Forks, 76 with 60s up toward Devil's Lake. If you're going to be headed out to any of those Friday night football games, you will want to take the rain gear with you. There will be a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. We're hoping the thunderstorms stay away from the fields because the kids can still play in the rain. It will be a mild night, 70s falling into the 60s as those games wrap up. Tomorrow, we have made a first alert weather day. So stay weather aware tomorrow because there will be potential for strong thunderstorms and heavy rain as we head into Saturday. And by the end of the weekend, we could see 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. It will be a soggy weekend. Make those indoor plans now so you can stay ahead of the game. And of course, you can always download the app and track the rain with us. Ashlyn, back to you.
All right, thank you for the updates this morning, Tiffany. We're working this morning to get details on a large police presence along Main Avenue in Fargo. More than a dozen officers from both Fargo and West Fargo were out at the scene. This was around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. 2 people were detained as officers searched their vehicle. No word yet on what led to that traffic stop initially. A man is in jail for allegedly trying to steal a plumbing work truck in Moorhead. 2 Legacy Plumbing employees say they were attacked in the Target parking lot on Tuesday after they found Logan Dutzman in their company vehicle. They pulled him out and held him down until police were able to arrive. Dutzman now in jail on robbery and assault charges. He's also facing a previous burglary charge. A Jamestown woman facing charges after a rollover along I-94. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 31-year-old Nicole Roman was arrested after rolling her vehicle near Valley City yesterday morning around 3 a.m. She's now facing charges of DUI and possession of marijuana. Minnesota has been taking steps toward going green since recreational marijuana became legal earlier this summer. And now Governor Tim Walz is naming the first ever leader of the Office of Cannabis Management. Esme Murphy talked with the hemp entrepreneur Erin Dupree about her plans now as the state's cannabis leader.
As Claire said, my name is Erin Dupree.
Minnesota native Erin Dupree will take over the $151,000 a year job on October 2nd and lead the creation of a new state agency.
So the first thing that we need to tackle is people, right? The agency, we need about 150 people to be able to make this run correctly.
Dupree is currently the vice president of Apple Valley-based Lunacy Cannabis Company, which markets hemp and cannabis-derived products. She's in the process of selling it and other businesses before she starts.
So let's not mince words. We know that within the first year of legalization, Minnesota is going to do about $1 billion in revenue in this industry. But let's also look at the fact that this is a giant startup, and I have done no less than a dozen of those. My experience does translate.
The law establishes an 18-month window to set up this new state agency, which will oversee the regulation and sale of cannabis. Dupree says she plans to meet all expected deadlines, which would mean having this agency up and running by early 2025. Dupree declined to give specifics about what she might do, saying she hasn't started her job yet. She says Minnesota will benefit from other states' experiences.
We don't have to reinvent the wheel here. You know, we're lucky as the 23rd state to legalize. We can look back on the other 22 states, look and see what's been good and what's not been good.
Esme Murphy, WCCO News.
The Office of Cannabis Management will regulate medical cannabis as well as lower potency hemp edibles. UND enrollment ticking up this fall. 14,000 students signed up this semester, which is the highest enrollment the college has seen since 2017. The class of 2027 gathered for a group photo yesterday. You see them all there, standing in their green and white. Officials say freshman enrollment is up 8%. UND says they've seen growth over the past 4 years, but this year specifically marks the strongest growth period in over a decade. The Biden administration resuming its offers of free COVID tests starting on Monday. Americans will be able to request 4 free tests online. The government relaunching the program in time for the fall and winter, when that virus typically spreads at higher levels. From the people who brought you Minnesota's famous Honeycrisp apple comes a new variety said to be full of tropical flavors. Horticulturists at the University of Minnesota plan to have the new apple Kudos, that's the new name, ready on store shelves in the next 2 to 3 years. This is their 29th variety of apple. They say it has the crisp, juicy texture of Honeycrisp apples, but the rich flavor of Zestar. And this one will have a slight tropical twist. Yum. The Today Show and CBS Mornings just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up right now on the Fargo CW. So if you're sticking around at home, hang out with me. Join us there. If not, as you head out the door, stay safe. Get prepared for a wet Friday in some parts of our region, as well as a wet weekend. Also, just have a wonderful weekend in general. We'll see you here next time and on the North Dakota Today, beginning at 9 a.m. Take care, everybody.